We are live. Welcome. This is Kat Trelinos with Kat's Home Chat. Ta-da by Kat, Next Level Staging and Design. And we are so thrilled to have my guest this morning. She's an alumni, and we're a few minutes late. Technical difficulties. You never know what's going to happen with live. She happens to be on site at a conference and is blessing us with her time in Juju this morning. We are super happy. This month is self-love is our theme. And if you tuned in last week, I had a great guest who talked about having great sex. I was really happy to touch that subject. And today, I want to introduce my guest because she wrote a really nice bio, and I'd like to share it with you. So this is Jenn Colmenares. She believes that so many humans are walking in the planet thinking that they are broken.
Stephen.
She feels that she is here to share that that is a lie and that you have the power to transform and heal that false belief. She believes we are all whole and of ourselves and our alignment to whatever source of God or source that we draw from. She has over 30 years that she began her spiritual journey, and she's always known that she was different. She had no idea that she was an empath, and we'll ask her a little bit about what that is, with an array of spiritual gifts. She felt that she was trapped in a more sensitive body and could feel everything and had no awareness of what was mine or others. And that's kind of what an empath is. Those lines are blurred. She now dedicates her life to teaching others how to recognize and embrace their spiritual gifts, to do their deep spiritual healing work and attune to their highest self. Our theme for today is self-tuning for self-love. Welcome, Jenn Colmenares.
Oh, man, I'm like, thank you. I just love you guys. You know that. So any chance I can talk about self-love.
We love you. We love your heart. And I'm really excited. What kind of spawned, I think it was a post you had done on Facebook at a coffee shop, and you had the tuning forks out. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, let's tune up our life. I believe last time we talked, which was episode 52, I believe. Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. And we talked about the chakras, which is really, this is not woo-woo stuff, people. Everything is energy, and we all have energy points within our body. And Jenn shared with us how to, as much as we could in 30 minutes, how to clear your chakras. So where would you like to start, Jenn, on self-tuning? So how what is, are there like the 3 C's or the 3 B's or some, your most powerful and amazing tips to self-tune for self-love?
Let's start with this one. This is huge. Let's start at the beginning, and it's called self-worth. What is your worth? What is your value to yourself? When you don't know what that is, and when you don't have self-worth, then you can't even involve yourself in self-love. So I think that's a lot of it. You've got to figure out what you're.
And I don't know. I'm on like a quest. I'm reading like a book a week, kind of delving into what the next step in my journey
Good for
is.
you.
There's a book inside. I don't know how I want to meld it with design and mind, body, spirit. Very, my message will come to me as how that will present itself. But self-worth, I think so many of us think that we have to earn it. We have to, change the size of our thighs, increase our bank account, live in a bigger house, have a better car. And I'm here to tell you, and I know Jenn's going to echo in on this, that ain't your self-worth. That is not your self-worth. You were born perfectly beautiful, magical. You're an irreplaceable miracle. And once you get that into your mind, body, and spirit, you will not be chasing outside stuff for worth. Would you agree with that, Jenn? And what would you like to add to that?
Absolutely. And I'm going to add this from one of my favorite gurus, Deepak Chopra. And he says, I mean, think about it. Here we are, we're as children, and somebody asks us, you know, how do you know that you're loved? Or how do you feel that you're loved? Well, automatically you look around and you look to your mom or your dad, or you look to your parents. So automatically from the beginning, we're programmed
that gives me chills
to seek approval. Yeah. So it's that process of learning. It's powerful.
That gives me chills, Jen, because, you know, none of us are from perfect homes, and I just adore and am so envious of folks that came from just loving environments. But most of us have come from some sort of dysfunctionality, different levels of abuse even. And those were early messages ingrained into our psyche that perhaps we're not loved. We need to be more, do more, change, that we're not good enough just the way we are. And
right. I'm absolutely a recovering people pleaser, you know, and I was thinking about that on the way here of like people pleasing. That's what it was. Yeah. It was seeking that approval from others on the outside because I didn't have it. Like I was good when I made the grades, or I was good when I made it to the gym, or I was good when I hit that number on the scale. I was good when I was the yearbook mom. Like there were things that I was good at, but it wasn't internal. They were esteem that I was chasing. It wasn't worth that I was creating.
Wow. And, you know, I know there's many people out there, and, you know, I think women, not that men can't fall prey to it too, but I think women seem to be set up more for doing for others and being people pleasers, you know, being the right wife, the right mom, the right, you know, school mom, etc. And those, again, you know, those are all outside things that point to us that unless we're doing and producing and pleasing others, as you said, we're just not enough. And we are enough. How can we not be enough? You know, a tree stands and it's just a tree. It can be tree. And it can revel in its treeness. And how are we not as magnificent, if not more, or even, you know, at least on the same level of a tree? But I think, so what was your journey? Let's talk about that on the pleaser, you know, being a pleaser. How do you control that? Because, you know, I think we're on a constant journey. And, you know, as we raise our level of consciousness, I think that's the first thing, is taking the sheet off our head and being aware of it, right? We can't fix anything until we're aware of it, and step back and raise our level of consciousness, and then we can make conscious changes. So what was that journey like for you when you first started doing it?
Ooh, yeah. You know, sometimes you got to hit rock bottom to come back up. So that was, you know, that was honestly, it was multiple, you know, bad relationships and narcissistic entanglements that, you know, looking back now, it's like, well, no wonder, you know, I'm a people pleaser, and narcissists love to, you know, not be happy.
You were attracting the narcissistic tendencies.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, narcissistic and busyness. Yeah. I was abusing myself. Yes. Busyness. You know, I was.
Yes, yeah. I can relate to that. I was the oldest daughter of 5 kids, and you know, I was kind of like the you know, I don't know, you know, I had to do everything for them. You know, I had to iron for all the kids. I had to cook. You know, when I was 12, I had to prepare. You know, I had to take care of everybody, and everything fell on me. And so I assessed for me that was part of the things that I had to raise my level of consciousness, is that I only felt worthy when I was doing and accomplishing, and you know,
yes, that is
right.
So huge, huge, because we're so.
There's a fine line in that, though, Because even, as an adult, as I go, gosh, I'm always wanting to do more things. There's a saying by Picasso, I'm always doing what I can't do. That's how I get to do it. And that's really my philosophy. Like, I have more ideas and more passion about doing things than I have time to do. And I don't think that anymore that's driven by, the old lies, that
Right.
were instilled, from childhood, that you've got to do, you've got to produce, you've got to be doing something, or you're not of value. So it's a journey, isn't it?
I feel like from you now, it's your creative spirit. You've tapped into that creative spirit. So you're producing from your heart, from that place of love. You're producing from worthiness, not trying to fill a void. And that's the difference. That's where the shift has to happen, is in slowing down and really embracing who you are. And facing those feelings. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to not feel good, or to not feel like you fit in the room, to feel like a misfit or an outcast. You're not. You just need to find you and embrace the things that you enjoy, that you love to produce, and focus on that. And that just drives success. Like, you can't help but have the universe on your side when you are creating and producing.
There is that, what I call, I've been using it a lot lately, synchronicity.
Yes.
Line up with, and I think so many of us, for so long, I know for me, it's like, you just keep busy and you really never take the time to introspect. Another philosopher, I don't know who it is, but, the life unexamined is a life not worth living. You need to slow down and examine your life. And that can be scary. Like you said, it can be scary to do, but so rewarding, right? When you slow down and find out, what does Jenn want to do? How does she feel about just fervently trying to please others and forget about herself? What really is going on behind the scenes, and then come to grips with that, and clean out the wound and start with a new story. Really?
Yes, so true. It's that shift. It's that shift of getting out of that old story. You are worthy. You are enough. You've been programmed. You've been programmed to believe that you're a cog in the wheel. You've been programmed to believe that your worthiness lies outside of you. Like, these are all just, they're pathways in your brain that just need to be remapped. That's science. Spirituality is what it is. Yeah, I'm like, there's a path there that just.
That's why I love Detox, because he really integrates the science with the spirituality. It is it's not woo-woo stuff. This is stuff that they can measure. This is stuff, that they know, through scientific discovery. And we just need to reprogram ourselves, in one of the books that I'm reading, I don't even know which one it was, but they talked about, how really the innocence of a child, like, I'm watching my granddaughter who's 10 now. She's not what she was when she was 3 or 4. It's like, that freedom, a young child doesn't care about the past. They don't care about the future. They live in the moment. Yeah, they need some reining in, but they're spiritual warriors, of just being in the moment. And I think, we need to get that back, because, like you said, the programming, what happens is there's, the parental influence, the school influence, the societal influence, whatever's on television. Now it's on our phones. And if you're taking that all in, and so much of it is mind control, people, you're programming your brain. You've got to reprogram your brain, really.
Well, you're letting them program your brain.
Exactly.
You're letting others program your brain. You need to take back these thoughts. You need to take back that power. You need to take back those micro moments. And it takes action. I mean, sometimes it's constant action. I don't have it on today, but I have a little band that I've been wearing on my finger, a little hairband, just so that when I see it, I remind myself, like, stay focused on the future. Like, I have goals, and that's my goal. It's like, so when I find myself going down that little rabbit hole of, oh, I can't do this, or, oh, that's too big, or, what's so-and-so going to think about this, or, I'm not from that place, or what are they going to think? It's like, no, I look at my rubber band and I'm like, no, I've got this. Like, I'm totally worthy. This is
you can do it. Exactly.
my world that I get to create in my way.
Yes. And isn't that amazing? We can create our world. We need to use
I'm waking up to
all the colors in the rainbow, not just one color. It's all out there for us to grab. But there's those voices in there that says, I'm not good enough.
And then create more.
Right? I'm too old. I'm too poor. My thighs are too big. I don't have enough money.
Oh, yeah.
I can't be like them. I forget who said it. I think it's been said many times, and that is, the perfect joy killer, life killer, is to compare yourself with others, because there is no one like you. There is no another Jenn Colmenares. There's only one. So why would you compare yourself? But it's that doubt, that society that says, oh, you must fit into this if you want to be this. That's not true. It's just not true. So I want to be respectful of your time.
And I think that's so important now, especially as people are emerging.
You froze a little. People are emerging what?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I think people, as we're emerging, I don't remember where I was going with that.
But
my brain moved on.
More than ever now, it's important as people are emerging into themselves, really, with so much,
Well, self-worth to figure out. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I was going. Is how does that start?
How does it start?
Like, one of these days, we're going to have an amazing connection when we meet. So it starts with you showing up for you. It starts with, right? It starts with keeping those little promises to yourself and not beating yourself up. It starts with saying nice things to yourself and talking nice to yourself in the mirror. I'm going to do a experiment this week, and I'm going to buy 2 plants and I'm going to put them in their ideal environments, and I'm going to speak really nice things to this one. Like, every day I'm going to tell it how beautiful it is as I water it and put it back into its environment. And then the other one, I'm just going to pick it up and just tell it, oh, how ugly it is and how awful it is, and how it just.
Oh, I lost you. Oh, okay. Well, I love that. I'm going to wait for her to hop back on. She's in a hotel, I believe, so not great connection. But let's see. Here we go. There, you're back.
Yeah.
So I was filling space there.
Oh, I'm back. Interesting. I don't know where I left off.
About 6 minutes, but you know what? That's a great experiment, and I can tell you what the result is going to be, because they've done studies like that. Not only can you change water by infusing a glass of water, infusing love into the water, and so when you drink it into yourself, there's a Japanese gentleman who wrote a book on it. I forget what it is right now. Jeff probably knows. You can type it in, Jeff. I've shared the book with others because it's amazing. If you think just really that there is no energy, that there's energy in
and I want to say it's the Hashimoto or whatever also.
Hashimoto, I think is his name. Yeah, a little skinny book, blue, and they literally showed, the negative showed really blurby snowflakes under a microscope, and then absolutely gorgeous, patterns with the ones that were infused with the mental thought, positivity and love, etc. So you'll have to share your plants. Oop, I lost you again. You'll have to share your plants, because I'd love to see that, in the real person. I've seen it, like I said, done in studies and in a video that I watched. But what a prime example of how thoughts are powerful. And it starts with the thoughts that we tell ourselves. Get up every morning and, before I get out of bed, I tell myself how grateful I am for the day, how much I'm so grateful for Jen, or whatever's going on in the day. I'm grateful for this comfortable bed. I'm thankful for the magic and miracles that are going to happen this day. And this is where synchronicity comes about, when you are thankful and grateful. And so it is, as if it is, and I like what you do with the, putting a rubber band to help anchor you when those little thoughts go in that, oh, I can't because of this, or I'm too this and I'm too that. And that's, nope, pull you right back to your anchor. And it's that self-talk. I love to mention, keep the promises to yourself, and so number one, we have self-worth.
And don't set yourself up so big.
What do you mean, don't set yourself up so big?
I was going to say, don't set yourself up so big. Those promises on yourself, like, I have clients that come in and they're like, okay, I want to make it to the gym at 5:30. I want to eat better. I want to journal. I want to meditate. That's a whole lot to anchor in. Like, no, you need to start with like putting your shoes by the front door at 5:30 in the morning, or figuring out, what it looks like that you want to wake up at 5:30.
Reward yourself
for beating yourself up that you didn't make it.
I like that.
Yeah, it's those little micro steps, setting yourself up for success.
I like that. Yes. And it's not to say that you shouldn't have what I call a BHAG, a big hairy ass goal. You should have big hairy ass goals. Put them up here, but then micro success them through those steps, because we're not looking for I tell my team this also. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for progress. Progress, not perfection. Excellence, not perfection. Because nothing is perfect as you imagine it. A critical mind can always make something not perfect. I have a saying, and it goes along with design, and that is wabi-sabi. Now, I don't do much wabi-sabi, but I kind of like it, the perfectly imperfect. You're actually seeing it more in design, where the bed is kind of tousled and it's a little crooked. It's not symmetrical, and things are kind of, tossed a little. And that's, that's a vibe that works in some places. But I've
been doing that for years.
But in our life, everything is perfectly imperfect. Surrender to what is, and applaud yourself with those micro successes. I like that. That's excellent. So we have like 1 minute here. I'm being very conscious of
absolutely.
So
you have to change the world.
What's that? We're going to change the world?
You're so sweet. You're so sweet. So I absolutely want to change the world. I want to teach people to dream big and to then dream bigger. Like, you can do anything. You are amazing and magical. And it really is about tapping into that, about keeping those promises to yourself, about showing up for yourself. You don't owe that to anybody else, but you definitely owe it to yourself. You are your best friend. You need to date yourself like your best friend.
Absolutely.
So when you get in those moments, when you feel like the world is just drowning and you're drowning in it, just put your hand on your heart and take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just feel your heartbeat. And remember that you are here for a reason. You have a heartbeat for purpose. And it's not to, it's not for anybody else. It's for you. It's for you to discover. You are here to help change humanity and to raise this consciousness and to bring a light into this world.
Absolutely. I love that. And we're going to wrap up here. So I'm going to share or have you share your information. If the hardest thing, I think, and tell me if you agree, Jen, is for many folks really to get to the place where, because we all seem to at points in our lives are on a hamster wheel, and we're just doing, and we have so much on our schedules, and now with automation, and and really we don't know where to start. Many don't know where to start or how to find that. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know who I am. And those are things that Jen can help you with to get, because that's the first step. Would you agree, Jen? Is to
Absolutely.
To go, okay, well, how do I get to that state? How can you help me find, lead you really? Because we all find our own journey. No one can tell you what your journey is. But with someone like Jen, she can help navigate you and give you tools to help you uncover you and be your best self. And isn't that what we want? To live a life with passion, to be our best self, to not to be perfect, but to be the better me than I was yesterday. That's a path to successful living. And what is successful living? Again, it's not what's in your bank account. It's not how great you look, what clothes you got, what house you got. Successful living to me is doing what you want, when you want, with who you want, with passion. And you got to get to that point, finding out the core of who you are first to do that. So Jen, how could somebody get a hold of you if they wanted to chat with you and find out about your services?
So they can reach me on social media anywhere at Jenn Colmenares. And if anyone is interested, put a hashtag below here, comment on this. I will personally reach out. I have a couple of different programs that I'm kicking off. I'm super excited for February 22nd. I'm having a roundtable of I'm interviewing now 11 successful entrepreneurs. I want this to be a powerful group as we come together and really build out that dream for each other and hold that space. I know how powerful it is when we start manifesting together. So I'm interviewing for that core group of people right there. And then I have workshops. I do one-on-one coaching as well. So there's a whole gamut of things that there's a way that we can work together if you really want to get your head together, if you want to put you first and you make you the priority here going into 2022. That really is the shift. There's a shift in consciousness, and I'm here to help you navigate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jen. Great information. And thank you so much for being part of our self-love. What a great topic, because, this is all about self-love, keeping promises, starting with love. And some people don't know how to get to that place. And I'm sure, with your experience, you could help them. So thank you so much. If you're watching this and someone needs to hear it, share it with them and tune in next Friday. I have an exercise physiologist he's actually my personal trainer, and he's going to share his years of experience in basically tuning up your body for self-love. So tune in next Friday. Thank you again, Jen.
Absolutely.
Have a good day. And as usual, stay hopeful, stay positive, and stay connected. And thanks for connecting with me and Jen today. And we'll see you next week.